Welcome all today in today's new episode. Today is 21st March, and that means today Easter market in Prague open. So today I will share around what you can, which markets you can see, for example, during Easter open of called Namestamiru. Namestamiru is the more local one, so the more authentic one, and that's the first of us. So yeah, let's explore. Before you will see behind me the famous church of St. Ludmilla. It's a very famous church in fact. Why? Because St. Ludmilla was the grandmother of the famous St. Wenceslas. You may be heard from Wenceslas because one of the biggest crashes named for him. Wenceslas Square, new town. There you can also find the famous statue of Wenceslas with the horse. Both died forget it. And therefore we always recommend book our tour in the Prague new time, because then we tell you everything about both St. Ludmilla and also St. Wenceslas. About this church, a very special one, because it's only declared a basilica since the year 2020. And you know, Prague, Czech Republic, nowadays is normally completely not religious anymore. So therefore it's very special that this basilica is church is declared a basilica only in 2020. But if you want to know more about history, our tour in the new town, or see it in one of our next videos. Today I will show you around here at the market. So let's go. So let's enter market, and as you can see, you can find some stuff to buy. As always, you can also buy Trodelnik, the famous chimney cake. The most things you can buy, for example, like food. You can buy food, but also some decorations, for example, for the Easter tree. Yes, but mostly, yeah, it's food. Yeah, sometimes you can buy something, but mostly small goods or some traditional things like a so-called pomlashka. Now, about the pomlashka, I will tell you something more later on. But see, beautiful, small, but very cute here. When it comes to markets, like Namestymir is always the best spot here in Prague. Also, when it comes to the Christmas market, it's the best one. But with Christmas, the market here is a bit bigger than now, but still gauzy compared to, for example, the markets of the Old Town Square. Because today I also show you the main markets for Easter at the Old Town Square, and then you will see these are a bit different than this one. You will see it today. But yeah, gauzy. Hey, and don't forget, if you're coming to the market the Thursday before Easter, don't forget to try a so-called green beer, because in most countries, Thursday before Easter it's called White Thursday, but here they call it Green Thursday, and then they drink this very special beer with green color. It's very interesting to see, and yeah, it's tasty because you know Czech Republic is a country where they drink beer, so yeah, excited. So I think we have seen this spot now, and we don't want to buy like food at every market, and we still have to visit some more. So I think it's time to go to the next one. So let's go now to the metro, because from here I take the metro because in my case it's the most convenient option, but it's also possible to take here the tram, because right next to the square you have a tram stop, and at this stop there's also the famous tram stop in number 22. Tram number 22 is the tram that brings you to almost every site here in Prague, almost major site. It drives from the outskirts of Prague completely to the castle, and it stops, for example, nearby the famous National Theatre, Namesty, the famous Charles Square, but also it stops near Charles Bridge. going down now the escalator to our next stop, the next market, and we take the metro from Namastimir. And good to know, Namastimir is a very special metro station because in Namastimir, downstairs in the metro, we have the deepest point of Prague. And interesting is, the escalator took over 2 minutes, and then you go around 52 meters deep. It's officially the deepest point of the European Union and the longest escalator in the European Union. For you, it's also the best bomb shelter. What many people didn't know is in our metro stations we have placed an emergency case for around 100,000 people. Because if you see rounded windows in metro stations, you will see it can be used as bomb shelter. If the side panels are normal, it cannot, but if the side panels are rounded, you know, hey, here this place can be used for protection, for example, with nuclear attacks, because yeah, we have placed in metro in emergency for 100,000 people. Interesting. I always say, give it a try, Namastimir, the metro, because yeah, for many people it's like an attraction. We're now at step number 2, and we're at the famous Wenceslas Square, because there, on the lower parts of Wenceslas Square, you can find a second beautiful Easter market. For you, interesting, because this is one of the biggest ones. It's not the biggest ones because the biggest one is at the Old Town Square. For you, normally you can also find a market at the other parts of the Wenceslas Square, but that one is closed for today. For now, let's explore the market, show you a bit around, and maybe get some food, because also here at this bigger market it's mainly focused on food. For you, there's a bit more to buy, but mostly touristical stuff. It's not the stuff the locals will buy. So let's show you around. So for example, here you see a small, where they sell so-called mini Milaneczki. It's like the famous Dutch mini pancakes called poffertjes. There are also Paska chocolada, so you can buy chocolate, hot chocolate. Some local specialties. A stand that sells some jewelry. You can buy drinks. Napoja. Napoja is the checkpoint for drinks. So as you can see, it's a bit bigger than on the former square we were, Namastimir. Also the stalls are a bit bigger. And you see, it's not that cozy like over there. Over here you can find a stall where you can buy, for example, grilled meat, chicken, and you see here there's also a stage, so sometimes there are also performances, but don't expect big performances, because mostly on markets like this you will see local artists like school groups or so, things like that. But interesting, there's also some side program. So let's continue and show a bit more of the market. So yes, as you can see, it's mostly food what they sell, or drinks. But yeah, there is some souvenir to buy, but keep in mind that it's mostly not the typical Czech souvenir. So also enough place where you can have some stay table, so you can eat your food. There, famous stand for the famous green beer we drink on Green Thursday. So yeah, decoration. So yeah, this is it. It's like a bit bigger, but yeah, it's not that cozy. But yeah, and there's something more, and also there If you go here to the right, you will see Zelene Pivo, the stand. Zelene Pivo means green beer. So you can also get the green beer over here. So yes, we're down now, completely down. So yeah, like we can say this is it. So it's small. Also, not expect giant, yeah. And here, home decoration, some stall where you can buy some decoration. Yeah, this is it. So yeah, I think it's time to go to the next one because I still have to show you some more places you can visit here during Easter. And then we end today at our famous Old Town Square. But here, see this, the view. If you're down at Wenceslas Square, see the view up to the famous National Museum. It's beautiful. And that's mostly what tourists forget to visit the new town. They're mostly completely, yeah, they visit Old Town because they think Prague is Old Town. But for you, also, the new town is really beautiful. And also, the new town is quite old. It's mostly only a bit like 100 years later. So the old town is just as old. The new town is just as old as the old town, sorry. So yeah, interesting. So don't forget to visit this famous square if you're in Prague. So as you see, we are staying now in front of the famous Palladium shopping mall at Náměstí Republiky. And why are we here? Because normally there's no Easter market here. But since we have construction works on the upper part of the Wenceslas Square, we have also markets here with Easter and also with Christmas. And yeah, it's like some touristical place, and that's the same as in the other places. You can buy, for example, food. As you can see, food stalls, and that's it. So nothing special. So my advice is, let's go to the main square. Let's go to the Old Town Square. It's not far from here, but let's go there.